It's Friday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Moriah Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Hello, Mariam.
Hi.
This is your style today.
It's
It's very northern, right?
Yes.
Or what would you
Although
call
my
it?
husband says Indian because of the nose ring. He kept doing this to me.
Namaste.
So the nose ring is nice. It suits you though. I think
Thank
so.
you.
'Cause you have that nice physique
Aw.
that just brings it out.
Thank you. You're so very kind.
So how you doing? How you doing?
I'm fine. I'm just worried about this third mainland bridge that's going to be closed. What is going to happen to us? Already on my side, I tell you, we are facing traffic every day. And although the good part of it is that I've been getting lots of exercise. So I walk from my house to Korea and back with carrying stuff. So it's been good for toning my arms, toning my legs. I like it. But when it has to do with like coming to work now, it's going to be serious because at least we used to have just one side free. That's on my way to work. With the closure, I don't know what is going to happen to coming to work in the morning.
It's in the papers anyway, so
Yes.
they're telling us what they plan to do. And
My husband had to go and recall his all the people that owe him money on the island. He went there yesterday. Listen,
I'm not coming.
I'm not coming, but next week I'm
That's what
coming.
everyone was doing.
So
yes.
Wednesday, yesterday, he was on the island rocking all his money. Please pay me my money.
What
now.
about those that are coming to work from the island to the
That's what
mainland?
we're saying. We wonder
We'll see
what
how
They'll
it
be
is on
all right.
Monday. Let's see what Monday looks like.
Yeah.
How you doing, busy?
Something amazing. This weekend on Sunday, 4 p.m. to just for an hour, I'll be having a career session, sharing session with one of my career coaches as well. So we'll be talking about how to handle your career, balance it with your home, how to do several businesses and not lose it, how to, find your passion and make money out of it. So I'll be answering, it's more like a question and answer segment. So people will be asking me questions and I'll be answering. I'll put the details on, it's free.
Yeah.
I'll put the details on social media so that people can register and let's
Interesting.
talk
Career
about it.
questions.
Yeah,
Or
career
can I ask you
questions.
other
I'm a
questions?
career coach now, so
So can
career
I ask you other
questions.
questions? Just career.
No career. This one is career. Miriam, mind yourself.
I'm having something similar on Sunday. So I'm having a Q&A because during my birthday period, people kept asking me questions
yeah, I
on
saw
this
that you
thing,
posted
or
that.
this one, that one happened, telling me about this. How did you meet your husband? I'm like,
Oh.
okay, you know what?
Let's
So
talk about
Let's have a
it.
conversation.
Yeah.
So on Sunday, I'll be having that chat on Instagram. I'm getting attached to my IG family.
Yeah.
They seem to be really cool people.
And they support you.
Yeah,
I log in sometimes.
absolutely do. They absolutely
I
do.
love
So-
those conversations, especially conversations with her husband. I
Yeah.
love it. I watch it. So I'm a huge fan as well.
So, I mean, I told him that, I say, my husband has content. He has substance. Because I listen to him every single day. And I listen, I get this guy, you have material. Let me interview you more. Like, no, I'm not that first. I beg,
He's
no,
not
no.
in that
I'm begging. I
space.
say, please, let me do a bit more. Because sometimes you need to capture some moments.
He's even trying for you. My husband will lie. I will say, please now. Okay, come as a resource person. You are in this field and you're good.
Exactly.
You say no.
That finance area,
Yes.
perfect resource.
You say no.
Yeah,
I don't want, please. I
I'll
don't
be
want to
answering
do
questions
Wala.
on Sunday. I'll do that just for like an hour or so. Let's hear what people have started sending any questions. I'll post.
Can we
more.
ask you questions about the other room?
You can ask me anything. I have said
I'm only
I
interested in
pledge
that.
to be honest the best I can. So I will answer.
Please, let's
questions.
log in.
Me, I'm always logged in. She knows I'm a fan.
It's Friday. A lot is happening. A lot is happening in Nigeria. We're not very happy about the young lady that was harassed. So we'll talk about that. I'd like to hear Nigerians' views on that. But first, let's take the front pages of the paper. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Right, we're going to start with the nation. Senate seeks sack of NDDC IMF refund of 4.9 billion naira. Lagos virus cases to rise next month, says Commissioner of Health. Pupils have November GCE option, says Minister. And PDP will defeat Akeredolu, says Jegede. It's an illusion, in response. And full military honors as Arutile is buried. Really sad story there. The young lady was finally laid to rest yesterday at about 11 a.m.
Yes. And she
yes.
was giving the full military tributes. The 21, I think 21 gunshots was given for her. A lot of dignitaries attended, and they were just saying very amazing things for her. One of the speakers talked about the fact that young women should not just live their lives to show off, but should be able to make impact. And they gave stories of how she started, how she was hardworking, excellent, and it was just painful that we had to lose someone like that. I pray that her soul finds peace, and she's living let's say a legend example to the young people out there that you can actually make something of yourself.
No matter how young.
Yeah.
Lagos State is saying that we should expect the figures rise coming by next month. The commissioner of health was saying.
Yes, so the commissioner was talking about the numbers of COVID patients, that there will be a rise. First, they have been doing this thing called modeling, and so it's just a projection. It's not 100% right that that's what exactly will happen, but it will give us a projection. And then he talked about the instant the test that the new
RBT, I think,
yes, the new test that they were doing, the
rapid
the rapid test that they were doing. It says that it failed, that it was giving wrong tests. So for someone who's positive, it would say you're negative and vice versa, and it caused a lot of deaths because you're thinking you're negative, but actually you're going through.
You go home and
don't
spread it.
You don't go to the isolation center. So, but concerning that, I remember some other countries who tried that IRT. Complained too about how unreliable that particular test is.
Rapid diagnostic test. I just checked
rapid
it now.
Diagnostic test,
right. Okay, so we'll see how that goes going forward. Moving on now to the Punch. Number of Nigerian doctors in United Kingdom rises to 7,875. Outrage over treatment of lady arrested with boyfriend. 3rd Mainland Bridge, 650 last month, 250 FRS officials to manage traffic. NAF others play tribute as Arotile is buried in Abuja. Jegede talks tough, vows to end Akeredolu's reign. WASC, FG considers November-December GCE option. And Akpabio recants as reps move to sue for defamation and perjury. Let's take the major headline. Nigerian doctors, 10% of our doctors are in...
Oh, 10 points, yes. So the numbers are quite alarming. We have over 74,000 Nigerian doctors and nurses registered in the UK. We have over 7,800 of them working right now, and the number had increased from 70, and within a week the numbers had increased.
Because
it shows that in the UK most of the doctors, that's the foreign doctors, are from Nigeria and Pakistan, and really has to do with how things are run in our own country. So salaries, infrastructure. So it looks like those are the things that attract Nigerian doctors abroad. Also, they say the numbers are so high that they almost imitate the 90s when we had a huge exodus of doctors at that time to the UK.
So according to the papers, they were saying that 74,543 doctors are registered in Nigeria. And because 7,875 are in the UK, they are projecting that about 10% of our own registered doctors have moved to the UK. Now, these are not Nigerians that are born in the UK that are doctors.
There are people who schooled here,
they schooled
use
here,
their resources
and they
to
now
get
move.
certificates.
There's a different figure for those who are actually born there or even moved from a different country to the UK. We're talking about just in Nigeria. So the numbers are probably higher. That's what I'm saying.
And then, you know, the World Health Organization talks about the shortage of Nigerian doctors, especially in Nigeria. So we have 4 doctors to about 10,000 patients compared to places like the US where they have 26 doctors to 10,000 and UK 28,000.
I want to see a plan of what the federal government plans to do concerning the doctors. I want to see, they should tell us what are they trying to, do they have plans to? No, we just say they've been going. They're not paying attention to it.
In fact, I even want them to leave.
Why?
Leave to get more experience. I want you to provide a conducive environment for some to come back. So you've gotten the expertise, you've gotten the experience, you've learned the new technology. Come home with that idea, bring and start something here, make the environment conducive for them to return. But allow the ones that are here to go, please allow them to go to and get, to earn more money.
Come back home.
Listen, they'll come back. Nigerian doctors are living abroad. Many of them want to come back.
The numbers is in the numbers that is the problem. We have a huge number
and
of
we have
them
less
leaving.
Yes, so the governor of Lagos State Babajide Sanwo-Olu has appealed to residents of Lagos to be very calm this period, to be with Lagos State as we're trying to work on the bridge, saying that it's just about 25% disruption. So 75% of the normal vehicles that ply will still have access to ply the roads. They are going to be deploying about 650 LASMA officials, along with 250 FRC officials to, help to guard traffic, and they are working towards the alternative routes. Some alternative routes are ready, though they didn't mention the routes, but we should just be exactly.
Moving on very quickly to Vanguard, NDDC. We failed in our oversight duties, says Senate. COVID-19, federal government asks states to ban Salah festivities. Outrage over mass killings in North. And let's find another story. Edo, how PDP provided evidence that disqualified Obaseki, says Oshomole. And presidential panel stops Magu from submitting 34-page defense. Okay, let's talk about the outrage in North. This is a really sad story.
So women in southern Kaduna protested yesterday. They protested, they went to the palace of one of the monarchs in the area. His name wasn't mentioned, and they were crying, saying that a lot of deaths are happening. They've recorded, there was a case of 32 deaths recently, another 21, another 11, where people are just...
48 hours.
Yes, being massacred. So they are crying that they are still looking for missing persons. They are looking for most of them are widows already. The IDP camps are not working. A lot of things are going wrong. And then the International Christian Concern are saying that they've studied the attacks and they are realizing that this is more of a religious attack. And they are calling on the federal government and international bodies to pay attention to what is happening and come and rescue the people of the North. It's more like war is going on right now.
The people in that region feel like they're under war and the government is not doing anything. I'd like you to connect that story to the Ohaneze saying that.
So Ohaneze is saying that, I wanted to quickly get a few of the points, but they are saying that the service chief, they really do not understand why the federal government is not letting go of the service chiefs, because most of them are of retirement age. And so this is causing a lot of bad blood in the military. A lot of them there's mass resignation right now as we speak, and nothing is being done about it. So it's causing us an international and national embarrassment. So the federal government should speak up. Are you going to sack them because they are not doing anything? And the people of the North are the ones actually bearing the brunt of all of these insecurities. So
because of time, let's do NDDC once and for all.
Okay, so NDDC, and I'll also link it to NEDC. So NDDC, the National Assembly is calling for the dissolution of the Interim Management Committee, of course. They made a few recommendations, which is that they expect that the 4.923 billion that was given as palliatives to the workers, and also money given to contractors without proper procedure, should be refunded. The NDDC also should be taken back to the presidency under the supervision of this SGF as well, and many other recommendations like that. So this is Daily Trust, just because of time. We have the Northeast Development Commission, also the House of Representatives is calling for the investigation of 100 billion naira that vanished in less than a year. And he's accusing the MD, and also the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadiya Umar Farouk, that they colluded in spending 100 billion, that they took out money without proper procedure and protocol.
And specifically said they took 5 billion for military vehicles.
Okay, yes, they took 5 billion for military vehicles, and there's nothing to show for it. The MD has said that first of all, there was no money like that. Every amount of money that they collected, they followed due procedure, and they have all the records to show for it. So I guess
we'll see how that goes.
So,
but going back to the NDDC, I'm happy that the Speaker has spoken up, because remember he gave the minister an ultimatum. He had 24 to 48 hours to provide the names of members of the House who have received contracts, and he was unable to provide those names. In fact, interestingly, Akpabio now said, I did not say that, though. I was saying that it was not in this assembly. That, I didn't mean it that way. Anyway, but the Speaker has instructed the clerk to get in touch with the lawyers to file, to sue him for perjury and defamation of the House, which I think is a good posture for the National Assembly to do.
Let's
because,
see how that goes.
You have to hold, we'll see how that goes. But I'm not really happy by they're only refunding 4.5 billion. I mean, I thought it was 81 billion that was on the table. That's what we're investigating. So I'm not
Why are
really,
they refunding
I'm wondering what the issue is. I'm not seeing the conclusion of the 81 billion naira probe. Telling them to refund 4 billion for me is still like there's still something going on. Moving on now to Daily Trust. Let's find a story we've not taken. I think we're out of time. Let's find COVID-19 banned Salah festivities. Who's saying that?
Yeah, so the Secretary to the Government of the Federation and Chairman of the Presidential Committee, Boss Mustafa, yesterday said that the federal government was encouraged that a few states have banned the Salah celebrations for this period due to the COVID-19. And he was thinking that a lot more states will follow, you know, afterwards. But then we still have people who are looking to have the celebrations. And so he's appealing and asking that they should make sure that they follow the COVID-19 protocols. People who are elderly, who have underlying sicknesses or diseases shouldn't be outside. They can actually pray inside so that we can fight this disease together.
We have to run off. Let's Nigerian Tribune, let's find a story we've not taken. COVID-19, FG state commissioners, others to meet July 30th on school reopening. Who has that story?
I have the story. So the federal government and the state commissioners for education and all the stakeholders are going to be having a meeting on the 30th of July. So they are going to be talking about they are going to be reviewing if schools are ready for reopening. And they're also saying that WAEC has decided to go ahead with the examinations. I think about 4 other countries are going to be writing the exam. So they are finding ways to see how Nigerian candidates can write. Finally, they may be able to move some of the local, because they start with local subjects, so they can move that and give Nigerians time to be able to write. If not, they will just resort to the November, that's the
November,
GCE.
December.
Yes.
Okay. Unfortunately, that's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we come back, we'll discuss this issue of the young lady that was harassed by the police. But first, we must celebrate Your View Hero of the Week. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So one of the reasons why we're doing this Heroes of the Week is because we need to continually remind Nigerians abroad and Nigerians in Nigeria that we are not a nation of fraudsters. We are actually very good people. We're educated, we're smart. We just read in the papers today about 7,000, over almost 8,000 of our doctors live in the UK and different parts of the world also. So we are a nation of very highly intelligent people. And we're going to continue to celebrate those who are making us proud home and abroad. So you know that you're not a nation of fraudsters. So our hero for this week is Professor Charles Igbo, the first Black Vice Chancellor of a UK university, I think it's Leeds University. He was appointed as VC of Leeds Trinity University, East London, United Kingdom, makes him the very first Black person to achieve this historic feat. He has authored over 12 books and over 350 publications in reputable international journals. Let's give it up for Professor Charles Igbo. And I think our president also celebrated him.
Yes.
It's important. So, I mean, it's always good for us to remind ourselves that we are stars. It's just unfortunate that we have not provided that conducive environment for Nigerians to thrive. But the truth, if we do have that opportunity, Nigerians do well.
Yeah.
And
we do well from here as well, you know. So I watched a few of the videos. I just wanted to see if he was Oyinbo speaking, born there, raised there. And so maybe he's just Nigerian by only blood, but he speaks with his Nigerian accent. So he's raised here and so he's a full Nigerian person representing us abroad. Thank you very much for being a shining example for our many young ones, you know, always looking to see who's leading the way, and you're one of them. Thank you very much, sir.
And we are honored. And one of the reasons I really applaud what we are doing here is the fact that we need to be deliberate about what we put out there. The media is a very strong tool for change in the society. And what you put out, because the eye is like a window to the soul, what people see, okay, they see this one, this is good, this is good, this is good. Before you know it, I want to be recognized as well. And people will go on to do and achieve amazing feats. So this is amazing. We're happy for you, sir. Congratulations once again.
yes,
And he's cute.
Yeah, if that matter,
He's cute. You can be brainy and cute. He's cute.
all right, so we'll take that.
Thank you,
But
sir.
so we wanted to just take that moment to talk about that. But we're going to a quick short break. And when we come back, we'll focus on this matter of the young lady, the 25-year-old girl that was harassed by the police. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Okay, so we're back now. There is a viral video showing some police officers in Ibadan, or your state, harassing a female suspect. According to the reports, the officers had gone to the home of a suspected kidnapper and armed robber to arrest him. And there, they met a 25-year-old young lady who gave her name as Tawobola. The policemen, after taking the kidnapped suspect away, faced Tawobola, handcuffed her, and accused her of sleeping with the alleged kidnapper. Kindly watch this. We've edited it a bit, but watch it a clip so you can understand what we're talking about.
They cover your face. Face me. Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. I will test you. Face me. If you cover your face, CCTV camera go carry you. TV go carry you. All the station, I swear. All the station. Everybody will carry. What I go do for you? Stand up. Yeah, stand up, stand up. Stand up. Mo family wa. Igbo. Kí lorúkọ ẹ? Kí lorúkọ ẹ? Eh? Ọlá.
Okay, so you can go online to get the rest of the story, but pretty much that was part of the harassment. Now, there are various angles to this. You know, if we look at it from different parts, there's the harassment part, and there's a part of them doing a legitimate job. They were actually going there to find a kidnapper and an armed robber, which was they're doing their job. So I think we shouldn't discredit or discountenance the part of what the police was doing. However, our issue, what the issue actually was, the questioning, the harassment of this young lady was the problem. And then how did she find herself there? That's another angle people are asking about. So let me hear your thoughts on this,
Okay,
Mariam.
so for me, immediately I said, before we talk about this, I want to talk about the job of the police officers, just so that people do not misunderstand us when we now face the actual reason we're here, which is they did a good job. They caught a suspected kidnapper and armed robber. So kudos to you, well done for a job, well done. And then, but they went ahead and they found a girl in that situation. And the questioning in the papers when I saw today were very unrelated to the crime. In fact, from the video that I saw, she was treated worse than the armed robber kidnapper. She was asked very, I don't know the
personal
kind of
questions.
No, it's not personal. We need to say the words. Very disrespectful questions about her intimacy with this person. You know, they asked her about her virginity, who she lost it with, why she left, who disvirgined her for this armed robber. You know, nothing about the case itself. I would have preferred if it was, how do you know this person? And no questions that led to if she was part of the robbery gang, but it seemed like she was innocent. I don't have a problem with them putting her in handcuffs. I guess when you come into a thief's den, everybody is suspect. But then there are questions that you ask of her. So now to the point, which is, I say this all the time, and this is not a feminist thing, it's not a women's thing. It's just that there's a culture in Nigeria where a woman isn't really seen as a full human being. It's like you can tell her anything, insult her, disrespect her, and not expect her to...
So we saw a bit of sexism there.
Yes.
Because the man was there being harassed, but spoken to almost like a human being.
Yes.
But then you give the girl being harassed.
Yes. So the armed robber and kidnapper is standing straight with his eyes up, with head up, his eyes looking at them in their faces as they're asking questions. Even had this look of, what kind of question are you asking me? The other girl is on the floor being asked questions that had nothing to do with the robbery. Questions to embarrass her, to,
suggest something else of her.
Yes, you called her a prostitute because she was there. She tried to explain why she was there. For me, I feel all that has nothing to do, it can be asked, but it was just disrespect because she's the female.
When I saw the video, the first thing I noticed was that she was hit and she fell down. And so I didn't understand the language. And then I was asking, did they catch her? Was she the thief? Only for me to find out that she was just someone who walked in, probably the girlfriend or whatever it is. So that brought me to the question of what sort of training do we give our police officers on how to handle issues like this? Because you are not guilty until you have been proven guilty by a court of competent jurisdiction. So if you are being treated as a criminal and tomorrow we find out that you're not, what sort of, what do you expect? Exactly. What conversation do we now start having? What sort of compensation do we now start giving this person? So I think our police should be very careful in how they handle these issues. I was also not happy with the handcuffs, but then I asked questions and I was told that because it was a criminal case, it was safe to assume that everyone there is a criminal and may have ammunition. So for the handcuff. Now, okay. I also had a problem with the place of questioning. It wasn't at that point that they would have been asking those questions. You come to a place, you pick up the person, you go to the station. They are supposed to have tables where you go in for questioning. And you can also ask to have your lawyer before you are present for your questioning. So I think we need to look at reforming our police, because the truth is nobody will see anything tomorrow and go report to the police, because we really do not trust how you will be treated at the end of the day. We need to look into that.
Yeah. So I also like the angle that Mariam took it, because when we talk about issue of feminism, sexism, people always think they started again.
Women.
But this obviously showed exactly what a lot of women are talking about, treating us with respect, treating that woman with a... Now, the fact that she was there in itself is another angle, and I'd like us to also go there.
Okay.
A lot of young people are hustling. She said she just picked up her NYSC's certificate about a few days. She sells shoes. Now, so you're a young lady, you just finished school, and you're selling stuff, and then you're going to deliver to the person, and somehow you're now being friendly with the customer, and now you're cooking for the customer. Now, these are not crimes. Anything can happen, because you can meet somebody, love at first sight, and get married the next day.
Yeah.
You understand that? But what can we tell young people who are meeting strangers? I mean, they tell you what could she have done better?
Yeah.
Not to find herself in that kind of situation.
Yeah, I think the first thing is to learn to protect yourself. Now, in this particular case, emotions were already involved because she was already cooking. So it's not because I'm not cooking for my customer now, I'm cooking for my boyfriend. So that's different. And you know, with young girls, once love and emotion is involved, they really do not pay attention. But for safety's sake, it's very important that you protect yourself. Let's take, for instance, you're selling online, and we have people who can do these deliveries for you. As a young woman, it's your first prerogative to protect yourself. You have people who can, it's 1,000 to do this dispatch delivery for you. So you really do not have to be the one present, except of course you are looking for something. Like in this case now, where a relationship was already ongoing. And sometimes you really can't protect yourself so much because you do not know. She didn't plan this. She couldn't have planned it. She couldn't have seen it coming. She didn't know the profession the guy was involved in, because they just started the relationship.
So it now reminds me of something like documenting stuff, you know, having a trail. I mean, when I was a young person, they used to tell me that just have a trail. No matter, don't let love just cover you. Let us know who you are, where they live. Always leave a trail. My brother would always sing that to my ears. No matter where you are, leave a trail. But let me take this call. Good morning. Are you there?
Yes, good morning.
Go ahead, please.
I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I think the police, they need a lot of training. They lack training a lot in this country, the policemen. And they need a lot of training. The policeman was trying to intimidate that girl. So that at the end of the day, we will go with a lot of money and even sleep with the lady. It's an intimidation, nothing more than that. He knew quite all right that the lady didn't know anything about the crime. And at the end of the day, even the man will pay them and they will leave him. So what are we talking about? Nigeria is, we are in a mess in this country. They need to look at.
Oh, we lost that call. But yeah, so she's suggesting that even that the man actually is possible
Deliberate.
that the police knew that this girl was innocent and they were just trying to harass her. But if they knew she was innocent, why would they start recording her? I don't know. But I also don't want to discredit what the police were there to do. They went to do their job. And I think Frank Mba had said it very clearly. They were there legitimately. Yeah. So they were doing their work. But I think they went above and beyond Call of Duty to start beginning to ask unnecessary questions. And that's where the procedural that guidelines should be clear. Let us know what exactly is what they're supposed to be asking and how are they supposed to do it.
So you were talking about how young people should
comport themselves.
You know, when we were growing up, we would hear stories of some parents who say, we met and in 2 weeks we got married. I just saw him and I knew. And I know how romantic and lovely that sounds to a lot of young people. But unfortunately, we live in dangerous times. Things have changed. People are not who they seem. You meet someone, you think you're in love, the person is all over you like they're in love with you, but they're not always, you know, good people. So that's why you need to protect yourself. You need to be careful who you meet. So, you know, I used to remember then too, they'll say when you're going out to meet a boy, go with a few friends.
Yes,
you know,
the first time.
And eventually we turned it to you pack all your friends and chop a man's money and the man will not pay for anything. But you know, these are the reasons why those kind of advice was given. And then ask the questions. There are questions you need. This is the world that we need.
Ask questions in the beginning.
No, that's what I'm saying, that now we need to start asking some questions. A man comes and picks you up in nice cars. Oh, what do you do? You're not asking him how much is in your bank account, but what do you do? Oh, you're a banker. What bank? You're an oil and gas person. What company? At least those are the things. And but now we have.
They tell you, would you investigate?
No, so that's where I'm going. So they tell you, you Google this. You know, you Google. Thank God for that. You Google it. It's okay. You're protecting yourself. And then, you know, talking also about where she found herself. It's unfortunate. It was really an unfortunate situation because it's not all jobs that affords for you to pay somebody to make a dispatch. Sometimes you have to be in the presence of your customer. And many times, it's happened to many people before, where they find themselves in such a situation where you're caught up in the person's problems. But what needs to be done is now on the police. You have caught these people. Do the necessary proper investigation.
And I think she said that they can have a phone to check. So that's a trail also. So you, based on the text messages and conversations you have with the person, they know that, okay, you just met this guy and obviously you have
it was obvious that the police was not interested in checking her phone. Like
that's
what Paula said, it was just more of intimidation. Because the main person, by the time he got there, they could not even ask for the phone to find out anything.
Well, we have to wrap up on this, but I think we're happy that the Inspector General of Police is on top of this and he has asked for a full investigation, which we're happy about. So we'll continue to follow up on that story and hopefully the girl is released. And I think what Nima said yesterday, that she has the right to sue.
Yeah, she does.
If indeed she feels like her personal rights have been infringed upon, she can absolutely sue the police. I think that's a rightful cause. Okay, let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll talk about other topics. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Right, moving on to other Friday-like topics. So, one of the Nollywood actors said being sexy comes with an attitude of confidence. And being comfortable with your body and self. Women should flaunt their endowments because they must appreciate themselves if no one can appreciate them. So in talking about this, we ask, where is the place of modesty in all this? And I'm going to link that up with the... Should I link it up with the reality show ongoing right now that there's a young lady, obviously, she came to Sale Market. She came with her endowment from day one. Very heavily endowed. Wow. And obviously, we could all see. And suddenly, she became really popular online. Anytime you scroll on your timeline, you've seen her picture, and I'm thinking, okay, why is this girl so popular? We all know why she's popular. She's selling market. So the point is that if you have it, should you flaunt it? Should it be a signifier for confidence, or is it a signifier for low self-esteem? Which is it? Let's speak to each other. You can call on 070-816-4 80668014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your TVC so we can read your tweet. Mommy Geos, we already know what your answer is. You want to speak to Nigerians who are living in Nigeria. So don't come and say, God said, we know God what God said. Let us speak the Nigerian language. Let's come down from our high horses. And let me hear your thoughts.
Okay, so I want to say that flaunting is relative,
Okay.
you know. There are some parts of the country where it's okay to show some parts of the body. Other parts, you have to be all covered. So when you are in a part where it's okay to show some parts of the body and you go to a part where everything is all covered, they will see you as immodest. So, and also, growing up, I realized that we need to, as you start getting more serious-minded, you need to start dressing the way you want to be addressed. And as a matter of fact, I'm naturally someone who likes to show off skin because, anyway, I used to be a model. I used to have this very tabletop kind of tummy back in school. And it was okay for me to wear some jeans and show that tummy. And I didn't see it as me not being sure of myself. I just saw it like I'm comfortable wearing jeans and showing some parts of my tummy. But then when I got to final year, I don't know what happened in my psyche. I just realized that I need to be taken serious right now. So I went and I bought shirts. And I bought shirts.
I'm able to see you seriously.
Yeah, seriously. And I bought shirts. So I wear the jeans and I wear shirts on. And I still, the confidence wasn't, I didn't lose my confidence. I was still very confident. I'm still very beautiful even when I cover up. So it wasn't about me trying to show that I have confidence when I don't have it. It was just me being comfortable because naturally I don't like clothes. People don't know this. I don't like to wear clothes. And once I can ship off my kids,
So
I can be in the house, 24 hours, nothing.
For real?
Yes, that's who I am. So, but because I understand that I do not need to offend people's sensibilities and I have to dress properly for the event. I need to wear things. So you need to understand your space and how to dress for that space. So if you're in entertainment and your entertainment requires that you show off some skin to be able to sell market.
Let's not even go to
Understand that it's a job that you're doing and that is what is required for that. Some persons may be in that, but that's not their calling and they have to stay like this.
Okay, so for example, I mean, I got a message while the show. Somebody sent me a message on saying that your nose ring was probably inappropriate, especially because her son noticed it. And when I said, I'm thinking, okay, so in your view, when somebody tells you that your nose ring is inappropriate because they're judging you based on their own worldview, how does that come across to you?
Okay, let me just answer this nose ring one. I'm very, I love children because they have really curious minds. They ask questions. And I hope that all of us as adults, you know, were able to give them the right answers or informed answers. So I don't know where she's from, what her influences are, you know. But for me, I am a Christian. I'm also quite open-minded, and I'm also rediscovering my Africanness. So being on this show really has opened my eyes, especially being with YK. So she's always, you know, testing us and pushing us, like, you know, do your African first. So for a lot of things I used to take for granted, you know, I'm like, okay, why not push this? My wigs that I wear, sometimes my daughter would say to me when I'm running out, are you not going to wear your wig? Don't you want to look gorgeous? Meanwhile, I have my natural hair, you know. So those are signs, you know, and it's because kids are talking. So now to this, it's African for us to beautify ourselves in many ways. When I was growing up in the north, you see those Hausa women with their beautiful piercings on their noses. Some will have the chin all the way to their ears, rings everywhere.
The henna,
those are the things. These are truly African, truly Nigerian. That's what makes us beautiful. So I hope you can say to your son that these are one of the ways that African women celebrate their beauty, and that's what it is.
Now, so because my brother married a South African, and during their wedding, the naked women just came. He sat down, chestless.
Okay, oh, she's South African.
South African. He just came. I mean, he has heard of the story, but he never knew that.
It's real.
Yeah. So then on the wedding, they were all like, They all came out, ran, all checking in front of me. Like, Jesus!
That's your tradition.
That's their tradition. Dancing around here. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness. So in that's their culture.
Yeah.
For us from Nigeria, we're wondering, what in the world is going
happening.
on? But you see, a South African child from that tribe is grown to make herself feel like this is part of our body. We show it not because we're trying to be slutty, but we show it because of what is traditionally required of them. So it's all about your worldview. So we understand that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to, when a young girl who was born and raised in our country, we know how we raise our children, and suddenly wakes up and realizes that, oh, I am a G-cup, heavily endowed.
Loaded.
And the only way anybody talks to me is when they see this. If I cover it all up, they just wonder what's going on. But when I show it out, they come to me and say, hi, darling, how are you? So you get, people come to talk to you because of it. It gives you self-confidence. Okay, I am somebody. That's the conversation I want us to take. That people, young people, are flaunting it for confidence sake.
Okay, so see, and this is where I want to take it. You know, first of all, when we started, we were talking about market. She's selling her market. You know, the thing is, she cannot take that thing and leave it at home and go for the reality TV. This is how God created her, and she's beautiful. Simple.
Should she show it?
What do you mean show it? So she wears a top.
And it is showing.
It's showing. She cannot take it and put it aside for your sensibilities.
Okay.
So this is, you know, this is who she is.
Right.
Now there are two different things. So I have a child, because when I talk about this, I like to talk about it from a mother's perspective, because we have more empathy when we do that. You know, like, okay, if I had a daughter who was that endowed, how would I make her feel? I would want her to walk with her shoulders high and be confident in who she is.
Right.
And if I had a daughter who wasn't that way endowed, and dress indecently because, you know, so the indecency is not about what she has. What God has given her. It's because of the way she has decided to carry herself. So your
Let me go on a
sensibility-
break.
Okay.
Let me go on a break. Fantastic. You've just jumped in from fantastic points. Let me go on a break. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Right, thanks for staying with us. So you were going to make a point. I think you reached your
I had
point.
made the
So let me come
point,
to
yes.
you.
So, while I agree that it's okay to, you know, carry what you have been endowed with and carry it well, to boost your confidence, that's how God has made you, and we all appreciate that. There's also, we need to be very careful, because there's always a thin line between that and sexual harassment, especially when what you are projecting is a body part that is supposed to be covered. It's supposed to be your private part. So it's not your arm right now. It's not your forehead right now. It's those parts that are personal to you and private to you. And when you bring it out to the fore all the time, you begin to harass people sexually unknowingly. Let me give you an instance. So you have a lady who is busty. I've seen people who are really well endowed, who know how to package the thing.
Absolutely.
When I see you, I know you're well endowed. I don't need to see your cleavage to know that it's there. It's all there, and I can see it, except I'm blind.
On me. It's not making me comfortable.
I'm just
I'm just checking.
and it's beautiful. But the way you package it, anybody who sees you can tell from you that you have that very good figure, and they will love you for it. But when you now keep bringing it out and showing the world almost hiding just the very one that we see that is pointing, and bringing out everything, you start offending sensibilities. And the truth is, there are certain organizations that they won't let you walk into when you are dressed like that all the time.
And there are certain ones that will let you in because you're dressed like that.
That's what I'm saying. So there are different jobs that we have that may allow you to do all of that. But we're looking at the general. What does a child see when they see you? What does a mother see when they see you? What does a father see when they see you? So in order to, it's okay for us to want to show that we have it and flaunt it, but we need to still be sensitive. Emotional intelligence is you understanding your environment,
right,
and, you know, carrying yourself in such a way that you
if there's
respect
anybody that
people
talks about
around
hypocrisy on this table, it is you.
It is you. Getting the point.
Let me come to this call. I'll come back to you. Good morning. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, all.
Morning,
Good
sir.
morning.
Well, this your topic this morning is a very nice topic.
Thank you.
And I'm very happy to listen to you this morning on this topic.
Thank you.
This thing has been an issue, the issue of flaunting body and all those stuff. Actually, when we're all growing up, this is not common in the society. Because most times the way we dress always depicts the kind of person you are. And the way you expose your body is also, at times I do call it a spiritual thing, because there's this a hidden intention in men, which we don't know. Be whether you are a man of God or you don't like it or whatever, if you see a woman walk past you, I normally call them half naked. Because I can't imagine a lady walking past me with halfway dressed so that you can, even if you have to stretch your eyes, you can even see at least 50% of that lady's body. It's absolutely wrong. It's never an African culture. It's absolutely wrong.
Thank you very much for your call. See, that was where I was going to.
Okay.
Because there's that thinking of, I am who I am. I dress, I love my body the way I am. I can wear it slit up onto my hip.
Yeah.
That's me.
To the office.
Respect me because I am a person. I have not come to throw myself on you. I am just walking my own walk, minding my business. So how should I worry about how the man feels because of how he's looking at me?
You know, the problem I see is because we feel it's my body, I can flaunt it anyhow. We give the men folk the morals to disrespect us, because I don't see men walking on the streets with their shoulders bare, with their chest bare.
There's nothing to show.
No,
Okay,
excuse me.
Oh,
they
yeah,
have a lot to show. The six
chisel.
packs and all that, they have that. But they don't expose it outside. They keep it in. And even when they are using you for their music videos, they are mostly clothed. And then you are the one who is exposing yourself just for the money or whatever it is, the fame and all of that. And tomorrow you say they are insulting you because you're selling yourself short. You can actually look very sexy, well clothed. So don't show us your private, the point is you showing us your private parts. It's supposed to be for your eyes only. Except of course you're going to a club or you're in the beach. We understand those are circumstances that may need you to dress lightly. But if you can find a way to package yourself and not show us your private parts, we are good with you. But you can still be sexy not showing that.
There's a thin line. Because let me tell you what the thin line is. You dress, you're fully covered. We're wearing a sheer cloth that we can see everything inside. You are fully clothed though.
I know that one.
But everything is showing. But how do you define what is fully clothed?
Seeing your private parts. That's the problem here. So your public part is okay. I have henna on. Come on.
Yakub, are you there? And I'll come to you, Mariam. Yakub.
I'm there. Good morning.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Obi, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
First and foremost, I called to share the same thing with Obi. And then I also want to use this opportunity to say kudos to the professor because it shows that Nigeria, we are so intelligent. We are not just fraudster, as you said earlier.
Yep.
So I will say that Obi has said it all. You see, women, if you wear clothes, men will give you that respect. And then Morayo is also say something. Some of the women and ladies, they wear clothes, but still yet you still see what they are trying to cover. So he sends you a message. Because if a man sees you and then you wear clothes, they will be taken that, yes, this is a good lady, this is a good woman. And then they will likely to give you that respect. You will get that respect automatically. But if you show it up, they say it does not remain anywhere. This is all what you are. We have already seen it. It's only sometimes during the Ramadan period, I do tell my friends, it is only God Almighty Allah that is taking our Ramadan, especially here in Lagos. Women, because we see a lot, it's only God that will accept our prayer during the Ramadan period. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you. Yes, you can say Mariam.
Yes, so I've listened to Obiajulu and I don't agree with a few things. I don't think that there's a thin line anywhere or anything. There are clear-cut lines. A child or a woman who is endowed, I've made that point already. This is who she is, and she dresses. The dressing is not about your body part. The dressing is here. How you take yourself, what you think about yourself. Because a well-endowed person and someone who is not as endowed may dress the same way, but they come off differently.
Yeah.
So it's not the problem of your body then. Do you understand? So I use this example about decency, modesty. Growing up in the North, things were a lot more conservative. I knew I got in a lot of trouble then in ABU's area because I used to like to wear sleeveless tops. I mean, they were cheaper to buy from the bend-down market. So I can have like 5 of them than to buy one full shirt. That cost, you know. So I wore that, but it was seen as being open. Exposed. Meanwhile, your Lagos other counterparts would dress that same way, and they would be actually seen as quite decent young ladies. Yeah. I remember one time, one of our trips with one of my aunties to, I think it was Lagos, and I went to the market and I saw some older women, and they had their buba, right? Yes, on top, and they were showing their shoulders. I remember how shocked I was, like,
you saw shoulders.
How are adult women showing their shoulders? Do you understand? So because of that, because of culture, because of society, because of where you're from, I would not put the blame on how a person views you as your fault. I would not say that you are sexually stimulating you are confusing a man because of the way you are built. It's not your fault. Now, wait, let me finish, Auntie.
Okay. Go ahead.
Your fault is, that is what is in your mind. See, I'm dressed this way to get you. So that is in that case, that is a transaction. This is what I'm going out for. I am dressing to flaunt and be sexually appealing. That's different from someone who dressed up in her mind thinking, I'm looking pretty, I'm covered up,
I'll respond to that.
I'm wearing the trend.
I'll respond to that, but let me take this call. It's been holding. Ayodeji, are you still there?
Enough.
No, yeah, I'm here. Good morning.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Yes. I would like to say that there's something called the reasonable man. The point of a reasonable person. I'm referring to what the lady just said. A reasonable person will not just say, oh, this is the way I want to look. You look at your environment.
Yes.
You don't just say, oh, because I do not set out to aggravate people's emotions, I can dress anyhow. You look at your environment, and I would like to say that this whole issue of how you dress is about your culture, your environment. I was in South Korea once. It was during summer, and almost 100% of everybody I saw on the South Koreans, they walk a lot. They're always on the road, trekking. Almost all the ladies on the road were wearing short stuff to work. But that is how that society is. Everybody knows that is normal. It doesn't aggravate anybody. A young man there grew up seeing that as normal. There are some places still in this Africa where people don't even wear anything.
Yes.
And nobody gets aggravated. That is the culture. But here in our society, not only men, even women, fellow women see a lady that is, dressed in a particular manner, and the first thing that goes to your mind is this person is indecent. So you should have to be reasonable enough to know what your environment is.
Pay attention to your environment.
So you don't necessarily have to set up to say, oh, I want to be sexually attractive. I want to aggravate the next man. No, but you have to be reasonable enough, to be well dressed enough, to be addressed well.
Right. All right. Let me go on a quick break. We'll continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're still on this matter, and you're trying to make another point, Mariam. Let me let you finish that point.
Which is time and place. Okay, so you have someone who is going to the beach, someone who's going for a party. Those are different places than someone who's coming to work or someone who's going to church. And I'm using this to further show that someone who is fully endowed, I've seen people who have said, even on this table, who have said, well, if you're fully endowed, don't be an usher in church, even though you're going to be wearing the same uniform as someone who is less endowed as you. So my own is, we're talking about people who are just naturally the way they are, and we cannot put the blame on how we perceive them based on how they look, especially if they're conforming with the uniform of the day.
Okay, let me give an example,
Yeah.
the mayor, because earlier in the year, I had an event with, I was working with the Commissioner for Education, and we had an event where the governor and many of the Lagos State officials would be there. I wore my regular baggy pants and the t-shirt just to get ready. So when it was time to dress up, I had this blue dress. I hadn't tried it on before. I wore it, was very fitted, everything, pum, pum, pum was popping out. I was so uncomfortable in the hotel room. She saw me, oh, you look nice. My makeup artist saw me, oh, Mara, you look very nice. Fola saw me, oh, you look very nice. Like, but I'm not comfortable. But everybody was saying I look really nice. So I went downstairs, and as I entered the hall, the first lady that saw me, madam, wow, all I can see is bum bum. The moment she said that, I knew that, you know what, Mariah, this is inappropriate. No matter how good everybody is saying I look, I went right back and I got to go and wear my baggy pants on the dress. Because that means, so are you now telling me that it was a mind game? That everybody was telling me I looked okay, I should have worn that dress? Or, for me, at that moment, my mind wasn't comfortable. I knew that this, I look in
that question, you're not comfortable.
So it should be about you, not about what people say. That's what I want you to respond to.
For what I want you to first carry, it's about you. Are you comfortable? Secondly, yes, you were at an event. Everyone else saw you, thought you were beautiful. One person saw you and saw your bum bum. Whose fault is that? You saw her, she was beautiful. You said 3 people saw you and saw you were beautiful.
Tight.
That's because you, Mariah, didn't feel comfortable. So everyone else that told you you were beautiful didn't mean anything to you until that person sort of validated your fears. Validated, oh, yes, I found my like mind. And then you went with it. But you had been given 3 options of you are good.
Okay, all right. So that was what I wanted you to respond to, yes.
So for me, one of the reasons people will always judge you based on your dressing is the fact that they don't see your motives. They don't know your intentions. We are not mind readers. So we don't know what you planned. But from how you dress, we can, based on the precedents of people who dress like that and how they've behaved so far, we can say you are out to get this person or not, based on your dressing. And you may be very innocent. You're not even thinking about that. Somebody else has that, is all covered up and is planning to do that evil. People are accusing you of based on your dressing. They say if you know one chop something, no smell them. So we need to be very careful because you cannot change.
If I enter that hall with that dress,
yes,
people say she came here for something.
Exactly.
Is the government trying to reach? Is the clinical? They start looking at you based on
people who have dressed that way,
not because of who I am,
not because of who you are. So we need to be careful not to put ourselves exactly in that space when it comes to dressing, because we can't tell the motives. Now, another thing is when fashion designers are creating outfits, they put in mind or they bear in mind the different body types. So for us to give an excuse that when a big person wears something that a small person wears is going to look different, you, as a big person, there are certain things that will work for you, so find it. They train us every day on TV here. Wake Up has segments where they show you what works for which curve. We should pay attention to that.
But a small person, someone that is physically endowed cannot wear a tank top.
You're not getting the point. There's a way you wear the tank top now. We have worn tank tops now. There's a way you wear it.
It's a slippery slope on which you are on.
Why?
Let me wait, pause for a second. Kennedy, are you there? Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please. You're live. Welcome to the show.
Please, I just want to say this to the interesting of the thing. When we go back there, I truly lose girls in the interest of the.
Oh, we can't hear you. It's breaking.
Hello, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's a bit.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, go ahead, please.
It said, I just want to say the listeners pertaining to the way of dressing. When we go back there, I female.
We can't hear you. I'm so sorry, Kennedy. We've tried. Yes, you're going to say something, Maria.
Yes, so. See,
slippery slope.
Yeah, see, because you're using everyone else apart from this person to determine how that person comes out. God help you. God help you. You come out on a particular day and the first person you meet just doesn't like, okay, let's do it this way. PC, the way you're dressed, let's go to Zaria City. This way that you're dressed, with your top just touching your, you will be looked at as a...
I wore black inside though.
No.
To hide it.
No, yeah.
Okay, normal.
You'll be looked as an indecent person. When I was in ABU's area, there's some places you couldn't go dressed a certain way. Not because what you're already wearing is indecent, but because of how conservative that place is. We get that. But to make it about the person's body, to make it about the person themselves. The person needs to recognize. I just saw a tweet here, and I'm happy that, I would like to read it, which is, she's happy with the way we're talking about this thing, because I have seen a lot of young girls. I had a friend who was endowed a certain way, who walked with her shoulders hunched because she was made to feel ashamed.
That's not the point.
No, but that is it. If you say to her, somebody is going to look at you and does not know your motive, but has looked at you and has dissected you and has judged you. What you're telling a teenage girl watching today is, you be careful, because you don't know who you might meet outside and their sensibilities and how it will judge you.
Let me let her respond.
To say.
Right.
What I'm trying to say is, God has given you your body, so wear it with confidence. But there's a way you can package it and package it well that you do not offend other people.
Packaging is now relative. Let me take this call. Let me take this call.
Take your call, please.
I can't even run again. Victor, Victor, are you there?
Be specific.
I'm here.
Please go ahead. You're live. You're live. Go ahead. Talk to me, please. Not the TV.
All right. Good day, all of you there.
Yes.
In your views.
Yes.
I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Please, I want to contribute on the ongoing discussion about endowment. Actually, my take on this is that we should not bring America to Nigeria because we see the kind of dressing that the people in America, are conversant with, and they don't see anything wrong with that. And we are bringing that kind of lifestyle into Nigeria. I don't think that is good. We have decent ladies that have been corrupted, with the kind of dressing that they see in America. And it's really it's annoying, and it's not encouraging.
Okay, thank you very much. Because can we prevent that, really?
Prevent what?
These cultural imperialism, or what things that happen abroad. We watch television. Young people are going to be seeing their superstars abroad dressing in certain ways. Can we really stop them from emulating what those people are doing?
Be influenced by it.
We are influenced.
Yes, you'll be influenced by it, and then you're further influenced by your culture, also as well influenced by your religion. So even the Americans that we keep talking to, they also see, they know indecency. So there's indecency even in that culture that we're talking about. And then there are those who are decent. Why I'm hounding on body type is because I know a lot of people who have been shamed for their body type. They are not, people who are giving their advice don't think they are shaming you. They don't recognize what they are doing to you. But every time you say to a tall person, you're too tall, I agree, you're too tall, please wear flats. The person is hunching because she wants to hide in between. That is what you do to someone who is endowed. A particular girl here is endowed at backside. And she said I heard that the first few months when she was here, everybody looked at her a certain way. It was not in the way she was dressed. It was the way God had created her. What am I supposed to tell that girl? Please, next time, so they don't look at you that way. You know how men like to look. Wear a very big boo-boo. So we need to be careful.
So that's a thin line here. So 1 second.
That's a thin line.
Yes.
It's not a thin line.
I see it as a thin line.
May I explain the packaging that I mean? I said it initially that your private parts should not be brought in public.
So that girl she's talking about, what should she have worn? What should she have worn? That girl.
There are tops that's, it can even be fitted tops. We don't want to see.
Well, we have seen those. Fitted tops, and we are still
and it's okay when we don't see everything. The case which you started with was the lady in BBN who is showing everything off.
I haven't watched her, so
she's actually bringing out the private to the public. That's the sensibility I'm talking about.
But there's also an angle that she's an adult.
Yes, and she's into adult entertainment. Yes. So people who want to watch that can watch that. Yes. It's okay. That's why we also talked about time and place where you need to dress appropriately for where you're going to. I have a daughter that I'm raising. I will not be comfortable. I know she's definitely going to be busty already. I'm seeing the signs. I will not be comfortable leaving her to just flaunt everything out there. I'm trying to protect her as well. So I would get her things that she's not going to be afraid of how she's formed. She already knows she's big and beautiful, but then she will package herself in such a way that she looks good everywhere. That is how I'm going to raise her.
Thank you, BC.
And I'm also not going to tell her, hide it because you have it. No, of course not.
Okay, BC.
So there are different bodies, there are different outfits that are made for different body types that packages you well. That's what I'm trying to say. Nobody's body shaming anybody.
Fantastic. I'm happy you even went there. Let's use your daughter. You said you get her some clothes that she would wear. She's big and she's beautiful.
Yes.
BC, she will walk somewhere and someone will
still judge her.
Will judge her.
That's the person's business.
No, yeah,
as long as I know that she's not bringing out her private in public, that's okay.
We have to wrap.
Anyway.
Unfortunately, we have to wrap up. Obviously, this is conversation. We have to take
Heated
it.
one.
The heated one. We have to bring it back again, obviously, because we didn't take enough tweets. So we
didn't take
tweets.
tweets at all.
We have to run up. That's all we can take. Have a fabulous weekend. We'll see you Monday. Bye for now. And no take tweets.